Robinson. I am your Freeholder Director. And I live in Franklin Township in the 4th Ward. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, we, as elected officials and the public, those elected to do the work, have failed you. And I'm one of those leaders, and I'm not, that will be vulnerable and say, we made mistakes. But we cannot do the work without each and every one of you. So if it's contacting the school to say and to the ask, we don't have crystal balls, we don't have all the answers. But I can tell you, I speak for myself, and probably those that are here, and those that are sitting here, because we're here to listen. But you don't get this every day. We recognize and acknowledge that mistakes have been made. So what do we do now? How do we move things forward? Together. If you want to know from me, from these gentlemen, from this gentleman, from this gentleman, from those that are on council, from the county sheriff to the mayor to council, sometimes you have to do the ask. It goes both ways. People have not been asking, and we have not been making ourselves available and accessible and responsive to you. So the young lady who asked the question about PTSD, you can go to your doctor's office, explain what happened.
Why do I have to pay for it?
Explain what happened,
Okay.
get a police report. There are county services. I can make available, we'll put a link on the website to the county website about services, social services, human services that are available to county residents. Our next town hall meeting, I'm committing that somebody from the county will be here to share with you those services. But in the meantime, I will work with you to see if you can have on the Franklin's website a link to the county website for a pamphlet or a flyer, or either to the link to the county website. We're not here to point fingers and blame, but come up with solutions. We don't have all the answers. It requires you to do the ask, and we're here to listen. Now, the questions not all being asked, in regards to your PTSD, I don't know if any of these have those answers, these resources up here have the answers for you. So I would suggest and recommend taking those questions and at the next town hall or somewhere, post somewhere, I'm an IT person, post it somewhere, follow-up answers to every question that was asked so that people will have a way to go, and if the question didn't get asked tonight, answer within the next 2 weeks. I'm putting a hard stop on it. The next 2 weeks. If it could be thought of, it could be done.
Can we have your card? So just in case it's not on there, we can have
Yes, and my cell phone number is on my card. I know a lot of people thought I was crazy, but the reason I do that is I came into public office to serve.
I mean, I've been in this township, I was 4 years old. 1964, we moved here. It was my parents' house. So I've lived here basically all my life. I'd like to stay here.
And I've raised 3 kids here, and I can tell you, people talk, there are no gangs in Franklin. There want to be gangs. There are no gangs, so don't put that perception out there. Don't subscribe to that. There are no gangs. There are people that want to be gangs. They're perpetrating. And you're right, the kids are afraid. We don't have enough for them to do. There's a youth center that will be opening up, scheduled to be opened up in September of this year. However, we have had discussions on what do we do now. We've been partnering with the school district, what it is that you need now. I have asked the county and the township to work. There's 925 Hamilton Street? 935 Hamilton Street. That office closes at 4:30. What in God's name can we do with somebody that has to work? What kind of services can be provided to a family member in the office if the office closes at 4:30? Nothing. So I've asked that there be extended hours for right now, 1 day a week, and then we go from there. So that you can have services provided to you, or someone there to listen, or to tell you next steps or where to go next. So we're committed to this. We have failed, but we can no longer do what we've done in the past and think it's going to work today. We're going to take the beatings because we asked for this to be public service. However, I'm just going to ask, please come with some solutions. Please come with some ideas. We don't have all the answers. I'll be the first one to say, I don't have all the answers. But I'm here to work with and for the community. And this is only the first step. So if you allow us to work with you and for you from this day forward, and I had asked before, I'm gonna ask again, that this not be the first or the last. We have to continue this conversations. Not a conversation, not a dialogue. It has to be continued. What has been identified from the school district for the students, especially for this neighborhood, is alcohol and or substance abuse, counseling, and awareness. So we will partner with them to make sure that those services are provided. So more to come on that. And I think we don't do enough to talk about what we're doing, and we can't do it in a bubble. I'm tired of seeing elected officials being in name only and not putting their money where their mouth is. And I can tell you, I've worked with everybody in this room that's an elected official, and some that are volunteers. I would love to have each and every one of them in a foxhole with me, because I'm prior military, in a foxhole with me if my life depended on it. Because I know I can go to them. And if they can help me out, we can pull together and make sure we're helping each other out. But you have to make sure you're holding us accountable. And as registered voters, you have not done that enough. It's not just about pushing a button in the voting machine. Do the ask. Ask for what it is that you want and you need. We may or may not be able to do it, but we'll figure something out. We gotta work through this thing. It doesn't start and stop right now. It doesn't start and stop by you casting your vote on election day. But keeping the dialogue going. I believe someone said, you can't wait until something happens. We should be at your service and available and accessible to you when you make a phone call. My life is busy, all of our lives are busy. It may take me 48 hours to get back to you, but I'm committed to being responsive and accessible. And I just ask my fellow elected officials and those who are serving the public to do the same. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you.